What is happening? Who left these people in charge? Hello, my friends. If you are a runner like me and you enjoy yoga, you've probably thought, gosh, wouldn't a yoga cool down after my run be awesome? Which it would be. My thing is that a lot of times when you Google this, because Google is amazing, they have you holding really awkward poses after running long distances that your knees probably don't want to. So this cool down is designed to be effective and quick without asking you to do any low lunging and holding like that for extended periods of time. Maybe it's just me and I'm lazy, but I'm not about that after my runs. So we are going to start standing. This is done with the assumption that you are already warmed up. If you're not warmed up and you're just interested in this, please do some other yoga to help you warm up a little bit, because these are poses we would normally do in the middle to the end of practice. So with that being said, come to the front of your mat, starting in mountain pose. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, fold forward. We're just going to hang here for a minute. And depending on the distance you ran or your own unique, fabulous, glorious body, you might need to feel your stretch in different spaces. So feel free to walk your knees out, bending one and then the other, or bringing movement into your hips so that you can explore the sensation of this pose and direct it into the spaces that your inner body wisdom is guiding you to spend a little time on. Good. Bring your weight back to center. As you inhale, bring your hands to your shins. Lengthen your spine one vertebrae at a time into a half lift, keeping the back of your neck long. And then exhale, fold forward again. From here, jump or step back to a plank, and then exhale, draw your hips up, coming into a downward dog. Once more, walk your feet out, pressing one heel towards the mat and then the other. You can also pause on one side. Tuck my shirt in so I don't flash y'all. All right, pressing your heel down and then switching sides, stretching out your calf muscle. Those work quite a bit when you run. Good. And do the other side one more time. Center your weight on your inhale. Draw your left heel up towards the sky into a one-legged downward dog, and then draw your knee in and step your left foot up between your hands. You can lower your right knee behind you to the ground. Stretch out the front of your hip flexors here. If you feel stable enough, bring your hands up to your knees, or inhale, reach your fingertips towards the sky. Engaging your abdominal muscles, allowing your psoas muscle and your hip flexors to release. Exhale, bring your hands back down to the ground. And I'm going to rotate so you can see from the front. From your low lunge right here, you have the option to do what I call a lizard pose. So bring your left hand to the inside of your left leg. You can step your left foot a little bit wider. Good. And from here, if you feel stable and supported and strong enough, I actually like to sway my left knee out to the side and then bring it back to center. Now, this is only if it feels good for your body, but I find that this helps me release all of my hip flexors, stretch out my glutes, and kind of relax everything. Good. All right. From here, go ahead and step back into your downward dog. And let's do the other side. Float your right heel up. Pull your right knee in. Step your right foot between your hands, coming into a low lunge. Again, you can lower your knee behind you. If you feel stable and prepared, you can bring your hands up to your knees, or inhale, reach your fingertips up towards the sky. It's really important to continue to engage your deep abdominals here to allow your psoas muscle to release. So imagine your hip points pulling towards each other. Exhale, come back down. Option for your lizard pose. So bring your right hand on the inside of your right leg. Adjust as needed. You can widen your stance by tiptoeing or walking your right foot out a little bit. And if you'd like, you have the option to sway your right knee carefully out to the side, making sure to support your body weight on your hands. Good. One more. Really allowing those muscles to release and let go after your run. Good. And go ahead and step back, coming into a downward dog one more time. Walking your feet out. Good. All right, we're going to work on our hips and our glutes just a little bit more. So inhale, draw your left heel up towards the sky. Exhale, pull your left knee in towards the inside of your left wrist, coming down towards a pigeon pose. There are a lot of different ways to enter pigeon pose. Sometimes you'll be cued to bring your left ankle towards your right wrist. A lot of that is really dependent on your personal anatomy and your flexibility. So don't feel like you have to force your body into a position it's not ready for. If you aren't feeling your hips lower towards the ground in a way that allows you to feel stable and supported, you can also bring a block right underneath your left hip to help support your weight here. You can lengthen your spine, reaching your heart forward to stretch out the front body. And then exhale. If you'd like to, fold forward. You can create a pillow for your forehead on your hands. And just hold here for a few breaths. Breathing into the spaces you feel this stretch. Really allowing all of the muscles in and around your hips and your glutes to release and let go. And then on your next inhale, bring your hands back up underneath your shoulders. If you've got a block under your hip, carefully move it to the side. And then we're going to enter back into downward dog. Walk your feet out if you'd like. Center your weight and then inhale, bring your right heel up. And then pull your right knee in towards the inside of your right wrist, placing your knee down on the ground. And once more, setting yourself up into pigeon pose. Good. Lowering both hips down towards the ground. You can press your hands into your mat, lengthen your spine, open your heart forward and up. Feeling the front of your left hip flexors release here. In order to allow your psoas to stretch, keep your abdominal engagement here. And then as you exhale, if you'd like to, fold forward. Bringing a block or your hands to support your forehead here. Release into this pose and breathe into the areas and the spaces that you feel the sensation of this pose. Good. Take one more breath here. Bring your hands back under your shoulders. Lift up one more downward dog, and then we're going to finish in a seated position on our mats. So lower your knees down to your mat. Take a few breaths here for some cat-cow. So as you inhale, draw your belly button towards your mat, your heart forward. Exhale, do the opposite. So tuck your hips, round your spine, and release your neck. Good. Move at your pace here, allowing your breath to guide you. And let's come back into a neutral spine. Go ahead and find a seated position on your mat. Cross your legs in front of you. Bring your left hand to your right knee, your right hand to the ground or a block behind you. Exhale into a twist, bringing your gaze over your right shoulder. Take a big breath in, feel your spine lengthen, and as you exhale, return to center. Let's do the other side. Good, big breath in, feel your spine lengthen, and exhale, release. Bring the soles of your feet together. Pressing your feet together here will actually create the opportunity for greater stretching in different areas in all of the small muscles in and around your hips. So see if you can't keep that pressure there. Keep your feet pressing towards each other. Inhale, lengthen your spine out the crown of your head. Exhale, fold forward. You can use your knees or your elbows against your knees to apply some gentle pressure if that feels like a nourishing stretch for you. Good. Take 2 or 3 more breaths here, allowing your breath to guide you into the spaces where you feel the stretch, releasing all of that tension built up with the work that you just did on your run. And on your next inhale, slowly rise up into a seated position and carefully make your way into a reclined position on your mat. We've got 2 more poses. So for this next one, to work our way into Happy Baby, hug your knees in towards your chest, feel your spine lengthen, and press against your mat. You might even roll from side to side real quick. Good. Then bring your knees wide, reach your hands in between your legs, grab the bottom of your feet, and it's almost as if you're trying to pull each knee down into your armpit on either side of your body. Again, you can bring movement here by rocking from side to side. If doing both legs at once doesn't feel nourishing or accessible to you, you can do one leg at a time, or you can come back to just hugging your knees into your chest. Take one more breath here. Exhale, release one foot and then the other down to your mat. We've got one more final stretch. Keeping your feet pressed into your mat, lift up your chest, tuck your shoulder blades underneath, almost as if you were trying to lift your heart up towards the ceiling. Press your hands and your feet into your mat, and as you inhale, slowly roll up, coming into a bridge pose. If you'd like to, you can clasp your hands together underneath your body, tucking your shoulders just a little bit under. Feel your front body lengthen, release, and stretch back out. You can also experiment here with your foot placement. Sometimes when I inch my heels a little closer towards my body, I am able to release the tension in the front of my hip flexors a little bit more. I also like to explore lifting one or both heels up off the mat. Good. One more breath here. Release your hands if they're clasped underneath you, and as you exhale, slowly roll down to your mat. Good. Hug your knees into your chest one more time. Take a few breaths here. And if you'd like, you can go into a Shavasana, or this can be the end of your stretch to round out your nice long run and go about your day. Thank you so much for joining me. Happy running, happy yoga-ing. I'll see you next time.